Welcome once again, Ebusian, for finally Shatta Wale at the appreciation message be Abetuja at the ma Afua Asantewaaa Lady B at the Nsembia Betuja, and this is shocking. A quite wafa so are reacting. We will get to know more. To see a Ghana Hana Yawono, Obi an adwin so koye wedding na obeti okoye traditional wedding, obi obeye white wedding. Ni na no or muchra ni na near one thing, but a repetition. You beti a hunsem, including other various updates at Twene Jonas, Asoja, ewo internet no so. But before we get into the story, no, make also ye new viewer now subscribe to your channel where obe subscribe, obe like, obe share wadwin. We are share video no, ne afoforo so into me and shebi. So without much delay, no, let's get into the story. Into yes, sister, and I say, I'll say, madam, me, Edin, same member betuja concerning a young marriage. Not sure, we are confusing ourselves. And I am sorry, a quiet traditional marriage. If we are a quiet white wedding, or see, massa, ye hire home, niti lady, no, and fambra.
Dear Ghanaians, our traditional marriage is not an engagement. This particular type of our traditional marriage is not an engagement. Stop calling it an engagement. You are disrespecting our culture. And it is surprising that our parents, our aunties, our uncles, the elders in our communities, our grandparents, you have failed. You have failed to be the custodians of our culture. Most of you, the older generation, did not get married using the European way or the white wedding. You got married through our cultural norm. Yet you allow the younger generation go around printing their wedding invitation and describing the traditional marriage as an engagement. Our traditional marriage is not an engagement. It is a marriage that is recognized within the Constitution of Ghana as customary marriage. The so-called white wedding that most of you young people are enthused and so into is a European culture. It is not a Christian marriage. There is nothing like a Christian marriage. It is European culture. That is the way Europeans get married. So the white wedding is Europeans' traditional marriage. It has nothing to do with Christianity. The certificate that you sign in the church is the same one you're going to sign when you finish doing your traditional marriage and you go to the registry to sign. The certificate you sign is not from God. It is not from heaven. It is from the government of the country you reside in. Therefore, making marriage a cultural phenomenon regulated by the government. There is nothing like a Christian marriage. Oh, Dr. Zita, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to do a Christian marriage. There's nothing like that. Your Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is there. If you're doing your traditional marriage and 2 families come together, God is there. Let us have sense. Because of this colonial legacy of a white wedding, young people cannot get married. I know I always speak for women, but it is the young African men that are suffering because of this insatiable desire of young African women to be married twice, perform their traditional marriage, and then mimic the colonial legacy called the white wedding. So to the elders of our community, to the elders of our land, to the elders in our family, correct the young people that their traditional marriage is not an engagement, it is marriage. Some of our parents did not have any white wedding and they were married for 50 years and they raised some of us. So please, dear Africans, especially African women, be content. Do not get me wrong. If you have money and you want to splurge on a party and mimic another person's culture and wear a white gown and have a white wedding, that is fine. But most of you do not have the resources and you put the young men under pressure just because you do not consider your traditional marriage to be marriage. You consider it to be an engagement. Therefore, you need that white wedding to feel like, yes, you are now married. I hope the custodians of our culture, the elders in our community, our parents, our grandparents will do better to educate the young ones to understand that marriage is the processes recognized by your society for such purpose. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. I'm originally from Ghana. Dear Ghanaians, your traditional marriage is not an engagement. It is marriage. So the next time I see you Ghanaian young women posting, yeah, come with me to my engagement, I'm going to call you out. I usually don't like posting on other people's pages and calling them out because I like to stay out of trouble, but I'll start calling you out and correcting you that it is not an engagement. That is a traditional wedding. That was the way our female ancestors got married, and we need to respect it. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
Inse busia for senya muhu video no lady no ne nsem oka no. This is the bitter truth. See no Ghana no the way no. Obia ne way and I want white wedding. I say if you don't want the white wedding, they say you are not the type of person or pet into obeja or no akọ for a different person. And I think say what the lady is saying in here is true. And a white wedding, family wedding, then ni na ya de bakona the same adicromet. Waiting someone leading their betuja. And I hope that this will serve as a sort of education to some people. And way it's a big education to you people. Yeah, they are not too in China yet to also a way and same Twene Jonas or the same yawa betuja. No, see, this is a warning to TV3. Twene Jonas say nobody is bigger than warm up. Now the NTA Twene Jonas
but me the better because of say abaya be a friend Anita Akufuado. And Anita Kufuor. I don't know. I have forgotten the name. That guy me feeling up because or a glass in one which literally means or a fan of the almighty Jonas. TV3. I think it might be a date rush or whatever it is they called. I've forgotten the program, the show name, man. But with that being said, let's get into it. Auntie Sabaya anunti memfaya mu mugu TV no so na mu jimi na Toyota Corolla and then boy I 1 billion and abrantie start adwuma obeden watimi to Toyota Corolla muni twasere munim se tema na ndisi fo mu ate so ma amate so no na Toyota Corolla na boy 80 series 80 million enti se akọ 1 billion na aboa no chimpanzee no one na dia akọ ne 10 aboa no Akufuado krama na dia kontiade na munni na tema jimi na muto pretend say Yesu na ma wiase aden aden na ma jimi o TV3 osa we no asem pani Akufuado na asem o abi Akufuo na asem entina ama me konusula ama musa anya sa mutanda krom me obi aba bumo TV no so kwasi abeka no kra adna bibini ajimi sa kwasi akrama no yetisika so kom dia na aboa no chimpanzee no enu asesa nkwasi duty edi abegu oman no so ama ni 10 aboa no kra say yen to abama no 10 aboa no ye vice no 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 ba wa betwitwa nkwasi duty na Toyota Corolla na amoka ho asem no abeda 80 series tie nkwasi asem o kwasi na oni Akufuado na ma omumienu signature na science ye wiye nipa no san yi levi san chacha ho tax no sa kwasi na make you ten say ni nyina ye nkwasi asem na Akufuado no ye na onu nim ho hwe ai odi abase oye manifesto kwasi hu obi a oye vice oni me no I don't understand Baumia. Sometimes Baumia ni chasere for the meantime before say what dream you say Ghana for enemy nyans onimi na de chimi be kan kwase asem biwa memo obi aba po yewia ni akopo yire na kan aden ma jimi sa wo ye vice no ani me no jimi sa kwase ye ofuru play no ko etwe wo play no ma o se say esika na Akufuado kraman no ko wo twa eye wo aboyi wo na si Ghana ho awuruli kraman head of economy sorry spirit abamimu economy head of economic management mo twan kinofo ata na ntwewe ohwewase Ghana Armed Forces police fo ne nkwasiafo nyina nyina ahwewase omji command free ho na de kwasi abegyina say memenye mampanyini na moto abamame a me ba metwa yi levim metwitwa port duty num metwitwa wem na Akufuado no na kwasia adan na sesia no umma megina ho say me ye vice na 11 nye port duty na car 80 million na ye pagya ne boode aduru 1 billion no and me be Baumia me yusu I vice mampanyini power vice twani nyinam na makato se utwama o eno ano obia ni obetima abaji yila bibio because mampanyini no no ane wa se wagimi wunya twamwie na Akufuado se onte ase a me metimi aba beku Akufuado ama me nya ku na wo na uruli wo se wagimi enti kwase we wa mfa ni jimi ampani ba bia ntra me nya ko am se nipa na fra me ya se me ko
Intebuziamfo senya mote ya no Twin Jonas and odi ni nsem aba betuja otimu so or the warning ma TV3 say they should be very careful and yes sir or be blast your mo na ye di bibia akwa wie ya Shatta Wale di nsem bia betuja the fire ni na ya sister Afua Asantewaaa ho no cha Afua Asantewaaa wo hu ono te se Ghana ya Asantewaaa awo se ya njintum so ya Ghana ya Asantewaaa no posti we on Facebook story o say you are the Asantewaaa of our time. Forget the lazy Ghanaians. Shatta Wale supports Afua Asantewaaa. This is from a graphic online, graphic showbase, and a posty way. Edefa Shatta Wale who are Shatta Wale who and also posty on the Facebook story. Ani also young forget the naysayers. A man for mokika bullshit and a one yard information about what na so near the no. Young forget your mo. Now, Afua Asantewaaa, she is the real deal. Only know Asantewaaa of our time. And I think I really agree with him. And then I'll do for let me know your idea in the comments. Do your best to subscribe and turn on the notification for more updates.